Good morning, friends, and welcome back to She's At It Again. My name is Tanya. Just in case you've never seen one of our videos before, we do some cooking, but we're trying to make better choices, and that's what I'm trying to help you out with, because I know I spent years not making good choices, but thinking I was. Just because it was made in my kitchen, I thought it was a better choice. But anyway, when we do better, when we learn better, we do better. Today we're going to be making something called spinach brownies. Now this is not a spin on a chocolate brownie, just adding spinach to it to trick your kids. This is actually a savory dish, and I'm going to serve it alongside a pasta dish. I think that's what I've made for tomorrow. Yeah. Anyway, so this is a Greek dish. It's kind of like spanakopita, if you've ever had spanakopita, but it's not exactly like spanakopita. It's not made with phyllo dough. We're going to make up a batter. And it looks easy enough. I've never made it before, so this will be an adventure for me as well as you. So let's go over there and make some spinach brownies. All right, the first thing we're going to do before we ever get started on cooking is we're going to open our bags of frozen spinach. I have two 10-ounce bags of frozen spinach, and the recipe says to squeeze them dry. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to take a bowl, put a colander above it. We're going to let these thaw out, and we're going to squeeze them by pressing them into the colander and into the bowl. Well, the juice will go into the bowl. The spinach will stay in the colander. So this might take a little bit. I've got some sourdough to take out of the oven, and I've got some other things to do. I've got a big giant pot of soup on the stovetop cooking, so we'll just let this take its good sweet time. I'm going to put it over there toward the heat source so it'll thaw out a little bit quicker, but we'll come back after I have this squeezed dry and we'll show you what the next step is. All right, the next thing we want to do while our spinach is thawing and we've got our onion chopped, we're going to prep our pan. And I'm just doing it with coconut oil. You can do it with butter or coconut oil. I just don't mind the coconut oil being on my hands, because right now in the wintertime my hands are so dry. Anytime I get a chance to rub the leftovers into my hands, I'm going for it. Especially the backs of my hands. I cannot keep my hands nice during the wintertime. I just can't. I wash them too much. I pet a dog, I wash my hands. I pick up something off the floor, I wash my hands. I open a door, I wash my hands. It's exhausting, but my hands are clean. They're dry, but they're clean. Now it says to grease and flour the pan, so I'm an instruction follower, especially the first time I try something. So now if this were regular brownies, I would just be greasing the bottom of this pan, not the sides. You don't ever grease the sides when you make regular brownies. They need that side to kind of climb up, I guess. All right, rub the rest of that in. And I have flour. I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit in there. Get it on that side. I'm hoping you can see this. And all the extra should go back in the corner. And we'll pour it back in our cup. Just like that. Okay, next step. I have 1/4 cup of butter in this skillet. I'll turn that burner on low, and we're going to saute some onions, and when the onions are transparent, then we're going to add our garlic to it. If y'all don't have one of these little choppers, it has blades like that in it. Oh my goodness, these are so handy. It's unbelievable. Okay, I'm turning my burner up just a little bit. I can always turn it down in a minute. I'm also preheating the oven to 375 degrees. How can something that when I was a kid tasted so bad, so bad, smell so good when you add butter to it and saute it as an adult? How is that? An onion, if somebody chased me with an onion, I would probably run from them. It was so horrific when I was a kid. Anything, I'd see an onion in something and I would just freeze like, this is going to be so horrible. And it always was. But it was probably a raw onion. I didn't realize that cooked onions were just so yummy. All right, the recipe calls for 1 clove of garlic minced, so that's about 1/2 teaspoon of garlic. So this is our minced garlic, and I'll get 1/2 teaspoon. Onions are almost transparent. Okay, I'm gonna let those saute for just a bit more. Come over here and we're gonna see if the spinach, I set this in the oven because I had this Dutch oven. This is what my sourdough was cooking in, this Dutch oven. So I set my ooh, that's hot. Ha ha, don't touch that. I set the whole thing in there. That's why it's hot. Okay, I'm gonna figure out something that I wonder if I can push them. Oh, that's still kind of frozen. I'm gonna have to just pick it up with my hands and squish as much of the moisture out as I can. Oh well, that was worth a try. Except for the burn in my hands part, that wasn't worth a try. just wondering if using a salad spinner would get this out any better than what squeezing it is. So many machines are going through my mind that would do a better job of this than just me squeezing it with my hands. In reality, I should have put this in a colander and put the colander in a bowl last night before I went to bed and just set it in the refrigerator, which I don't even know if it would have been thawed that much by this morning. I could have probably put it out in my sunroom and thawed it because it's cool enough out in the sunroom right now because it's, you know, January. Okay, so we have the spinach, the moisture squeezed out of the spinach. So we're going to start mixing our stuff together. Again, I had the oven preheated, so let me get my hands washed. All right, here's my eggs I put in my milk. I should have beaten the eggs before I put the milk in there. There we go, that's good. All right, we're going to take our sauteed onions and garlic that's been sauteed in our butter. And we're going to add our spinach to it. Whew. All right. That just looks really, really thick to me, but maybe it's because the cold milk met the hot butter. That sound just is not my favorite. It's like cows in the mud. That's the only thing I can think of when I hear this sound of stirring something mushy like this. Cows in the mud. All right, we also have 8 ounces of mozzarella that I just shredded. We're going to add that to it. I think I'm going to save some for the top. I'll put part of it in there and save a little bit for the top. Okay, just make sure you stir it to where there's no dry ingredients left in there. Can't see anything dry. All right, we'll get our pan, pour it in the pan, and I think my oven has preheated. This is a 9x13. This is a stainless steel pan, but you could use a ceramic baking dish or a tempered glass baking dish, and it would, I'm sure, work just fine. Now today is Saturday when I'm making this, but this will be for lunch tomorrow. Again, to go with our pasta dish. And chances are the video for that just came out because my husband normally releases the video in order that I make the videos, and I made that dish the other day. Okay, I'm spreading it around, but not necessarily pressing it down. I don't like to see things pressed down because that just means it's too condensed and it's going to have a hard time baking evenly. All right, we'll put the last of the mozzarella on the top. And this is going to bake for 30 to 35 minutes. I'll probably bake it for 30 because I'll heat it up again tomorrow when we get ready to eat it. And again, my oven is preheated to 375 degrees. Set it for 30 minutes and we'll be right back. My oven timer just went off, so I think they're ready. And I present to you spinach brownies. These smell good. I wouldn't even be mad if somebody came along and dropped some chunks of feta on top of this. I think that might be good too. Hey, thanks for joining us. Recipe is in the description as always, and we look forward to sharing something again with you real soon. Hope you give this a try. Bye guys.